For many years, I was a typical dance mom. I drove my son to practices. I ironed his dance clothes. I recorded him dancing. And most importantly, I also traveled with him to competitions. And during these competitions, I was incredibly lucky to observe some amazing dancers, even world champions. They seemed to glide across the floor in a perfect synchronization with the music and with each other. And I never imagined that one day I will be stepping on that floor myself. When I was 43, the dance studio where my son once studied, they opened their first class for adults. I signed up. The night before, I couldn't sleep. I was so nervous. I kept thinking about what I will wear, how I will look like, what will the coach, who was my son's coach, think of me awkwardly moving. But my fears quickly disappeared when I stepped on the floor. And I really enjoyed the class. And I really enjoyed learning how to move my body. I discovered I have new muscles I never really used before, my ankles, my calves, my feet. And this was a lot of fun. But soon group class became not enough, and I signed up for a private lesson. The first dance that I learned during that private lessons every week was the waltz. A year later, I was brave enough to join my first competition. And in this competition, the category is called Pro Am because it is for amateur students who dance with their professional partners. And judges evaluate only students against each other while ignoring professional partners. So during that competition, I wore a simple black dress and a string of pearls. And I remember vividly the moment where I stepped on the competition floor before it began, and I started to practice my moves. And I could feel the stares of acquaintances in the audience who knew me as a dance mom. And they were very surprised to see me on the floor. It was a little intimidating, but also fun at the same time. But then some frustrations came. I started to participate in larger competitions, and I consistently placed last. That was very frustrating. And when I observed the video recording of my dances, I could really see where the gaps are. My main enemy was my posture. I had a typical IT posture at that time, and that really prevented me from being placed higher. I also struggled with my balance a lot. I had weak feet, but the thought of quitting never crossed my mind. I worked on my posture. I downloaded exercises from Instagram. I worked on my feet, even when cooking dinner for my family. Even during COVID, when studios were closed, I took online classes from my living room. Eventually, I started to become better. My posture was a little better. My balance was better. I started to progress through the categories. I worked meticulously on my moves, and eventually I increased the number of lessons I took every week from 1 to 2 to 3, now up to 4 or 5, and things started to started to work out. So now I step on the floor in a beautiful green dress decorated with Swarovski stones with bows on my wrists. I dance in the category that is called Open Gold, which is the toughest category for Pro-Am dancers. And there are rare moments in dance where everything just comes together. The movement flows, my posture holds, I feel I'm synchronized with the music and with my partner. And in these rare moments, it's incredible feeling, and it feels like I can only compare it to flying high on a swing, or curving or making curves while skiing downhill. And these rare moments really make the whole effort worth it. So I don't know how far I will go in ballroom dance, but I know that I will be back in the studio this week and next week and the week after. I'll keep stepping onto that floor, stronger, more prepared, and ready to dance and compete.